Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we'll be drafting a half scale bodice block, and to do this we would need our ruler, our French curve, eraser, fabric scissors, pencil, measuring tape, the measurements for the project, and our pattern paper. So these are the measurements we'll be using to draft this block. The shoulder is 17, the bust is 36, the bust point level is 10.5, the bust span is 8 inches, the under bust is 14, half length 16, waist 30, and back length 14. If you have not watched my video on how to take accurate body measurements, you can go back and watch it before you watch this one because it will guide you in some of the things I'll be mentioning here. Is 8.5. Then we'll come down to the bust level and mark the same 8.5. There is our 8.5. Then we'll connect from the shoulder to the bust. So the next thing you would want to do is to get the neck line. So we'll be working with 3 inches, 3 inches by 3 inches. The depth of 3 inches and so we'll connect like this and connect it this way. So after doing this, we'll use our French curve and give it a good curve. So this is it. We have plotted our neckline. So the next thing to do, at the shoulder level, you come down by 1 inch. Then you connect this 1 inch to the neckline like this. Now we'll plot the armhole curve. So to plot the armhole, you place your tape measure from this 1 inch we came down by to the bust level. Then we'll divide it in two. So this is the midpoint. Then you come in by 3/4 of an inch. Then you connect this point to this point. After doing that, the bust we are working with is 36, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So we'll come to the bust level and mark the 9 inch here. After marking the 9 inch, we'll use our French curve and connect this point to this point. You see? So we have successfully plotted our armhole curve and our neckline. So now let's do the same thing to the back. So for the back, I went ahead to remove 1 inch for our zipper allowance. And this is the center back. So from the shoulder line, we are starting from this center back line. You place your measuring tape here and mark 8.5, which is the shoulder measurement, divide by 2. Then we'll come to the bust point, to the bust level rather, and mark the same thing we marked on the shoulder, 8.5. Then we connect both points. Then for the neckline, we'll mark 3 inches, 3 inches width and 1 inch depth. We'll connect like this. So we have plotted our neckline, our back neckline. So we'll come down from the shoulder, from the back shoulder by 1 inch, just like we did in the front. Then we'll connect this 1 inch to the neckline. We'll go ahead and divide what we have left here. So you place your tape measure this way, then divide it in half. So from this midpoint now, we'll go in by 1/2 inch. Remember that in the front, we went in by 3/4 inch, but for the back, we are coming in by 1/2 inch. Okay, then from the bust level, we'll mark the bust measurement, and the bust we are working with is 36. 36 divided by 4, 9. So we'll mark our 9 inch here. So we are going to connect this point to this point, then to this point. First, we'll use our ruler and connect these two. Then we'll use our French curve and get this one. So we have plotted our back armhole curve. So the next thing we are going to do now will be to plot our darts. So at the bust point, okay, the bust span measurement we are working with here is 8 inches. So to plot your dart, you would need to divide this bust span measurement by 2. So that's 4 inches. So from the center front on the bust point, we'll mark 4 inches. That's 8 divided by 2. Then we'll do the same thing at the under bust and on the waistline. So we'll connect all the points. So let me extend it to the allowance. Okay, so after doing that, we'll measure 1/2 inch on both sides. That's the amount of intake we want for this dart. We want 1 inch dart. So when you measure it now, you will see that from this point to this point, we have 1 inch. So we'll connect it to the bust point. But instead of connecting straight to the bust point, we'll come down by half an inch so that the seam will not be on the bust point directly. So I've come down by half an inch. So I'll connect these two dart legs to this point. So as you can see, we have plotted our darts. So I'll go ahead and extend this one. So the next thing to do would be to impute the bust. Okay, we've done the bust measurement. Is to impute the waist measurement. So the waist we are working with is 30 inches. Then on the waistline, you divide 30 inches by 4. That is 7.5. So we'll mark our 7.5 here. But remember that we took out 1 inch for the dart. So we'll need to include that we took out. That is 1 inch. So instead of marking 7.5, we'll mark 8.5. That's our dart. Then we'll connect this bust point, this bust measurement to this waist. Let's go back and take the bust measurement again. The bust measurement we're working with is 36. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. So we marked the 9 inches here. Then we marked the 8.5 for the waist here. So we'll connect these 2 points. So here you have it. Then remember that our back length is usually shorter than the front length. And for this client, her back length is 15 while her front length is 16. So the difference, we are imputing it in this front bodice. So at this bust point, you place your tape measure here, then come down by that 1 inch, which is the difference from the front. Then we'll connect this to the bust point like this. So we are done with this front bodice. What is left to do is to add our sewing allowance to this pattern. I love to add my sewing allowance to the pattern. Add 1 inch sewing allowance. Then I'll connect it. Let's get on with the back. So for the back now, at the waistline, we'll come in by half an inch to eliminate any bulge at the zipper after fixing the zipper. So I'm coming in by half an inch. Then I'll connect this half an inch to this point. Okay. I will have to adjust the zipper allowance. So instead of cutting this line, this is the line we are going to be cutting. Okay, so let's plot our dart. So to plot the dart, we are going to maintain the original line. So you place your measuring tape here and mark the butt span, which is 4 inches. Then do the same thing here, 4 inches. Then I'll come down and mark half an inch. Then at this point here, I'll connect the line. I'll connect the dots rather. So after connecting it, I'll come out by half inch on both sides. Half inch here and half inch here. Then I'll connect it to this point. So we have plotted our dart. So we are going to impute our measurements. But first, after coming in at the zipper allowance by half an inch, on this bust level, if you look closely, you will see that we took out a little bit from it. So we have to replace this shortage here, and is a quarter of an inch. So I'll put back that quarter of an inch here. Then we'll go ahead and mark our waist measurement. The waist we are working with is 30, and 30 divided by 4 is 7.5, plus the 1 inch we took for the dart, that's 8.5. So we'll come here and mark our 8.5. So I'll connect this 8.5 to this point at the bust. So after doing this, I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance at the side seam. We have successfully drafted our half scale bodice block. This is the front and we have the back. Go ahead and just add the half an inch seam allowance at the shoulder and the armhole. So I've gone ahead, I've added all the seam allowances. So now we'll cut the pattern. I hope you found this tutorial useful. If you did, please click on the like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so that when we post any new videos, you'll be among the first to see them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you're watching from. Bye.